he's got a really cool story. And today, I listened to his podcast, episode 35, and it was all about winning the day. So for me, getting back into my groove, what does it look like? What does my day look like? And what does winning my day look like? Does it look different from what it did 6 weeks ago when I was just working and everything and making sure yeah, it does, because I want to spend time with my family. I want to be able to work, and I want to be able to get everything done and still make progress and still move forward and do those type of things. So really, I want to share some of the notes and things that he shared today, and then we'll dive right into Command, go over a few different things, and then hopefully answer any questions, and then go from there. Does that sound okay?
Perfect.
Awesome. So in his podcast that I listened to today about winning the day, so some of his key points, it was really about having a daily plan that gives you energy, focus, and stamina. So that is a huge thing. So what are you doing in your day? And do you have a plan where it's providing, where you're focused throughout the day, where you have energy, where you have the stamina to get through the day for everything that you need? So, and he really breaks it down and really focuses on what's important and what is not important, and how you can really improve and make sure you're winning each day, and what that looks like, and how we can really develop and grow and continue to move forward. So he shares 6 steps to winning the day. Does anybody want to guess some of the steps, or what does that look like? What does winning the day look like for you? Josh? Or what? Anybody?
Whatever's on my agenda for the day, as far as on my calendar, if I'm able to knock that out, I feel like that's a win. And I know I've heard it before. Even if that's not something that you do, some people say, the first thing you can do to start your day to make sure that you've done something successful is make your bed. Because anything after that, I mean, you've already accomplished something. So that's a bonus. Yeah, awesome. You start off on winning on the right foot. You got to win right off the bat. Anybody else?
It's funny he mentioned that, because it's also growing up with the mother I did. I always get up in the morning and make my bed. But I was just thinking about it the other day while I was making my bed. I get up and do this every day. I've always taught my kids to do it. My kids don't do it, and trying to get them to understand that mindset of getting up, make your bed, get something going. Of course, now my 17-year-old, my husband can hear this, and he just said, Austin, when you were explaining the toddler, he said, that sounds like our 17-year-old son.
Oh, gosh.
So try to get my kids back in that mind frame. For me in the morning, I always try to reset everything before I go to bed, so that in the morning I get up, I make my bed, and then get to my workstation I've got set up in the house just to get busy and get going. And I have other things I need to put in practice to get in my routine. I need to get back in my daily devotional quiet time, and commit to my 66-day challenge. I have not successfully done that, and I really want to, because I feel like it'll improve my overall mindset, health, and everything.
Yeah, awesome. No, and I love what you said there. You talked a little bit about preparing for the next day, and that's really so his 6 steps to winning the day, he talks about preparation. So it starts the day before. So really what you're going to do today successful, or tomorrow, starts today, and what you're doing today starts yesterday, so on and so on. So it really talks about preparation and visualizing what you want to accomplish tomorrow, and what moves the needle forward, what makes tomorrow a win. So you're already thinking about what is going to make it a win for you tomorrow, and what do you have to do, and thinking that mindset and visualizing it, whether it's, hey, I'm going to make my bed in the morning, or this is what I'm going to do, and kind of go through and visualizing how you're going to win the day, what that looks like, and how you can really succeed and move forward and kind of make that happen. So I love how you said that, and I love how you talked about that. I hope your son's not running around naked like my toddler does.
No, he just doesn't want to get up and change or do anything until
awesome.
That kid is allowed to go back to church. He loves being in his youth group at church, And
Awesome.
until he's allowed to be back with his friends and the church active, he doesn't want to do anything.
Yeah. Nice. That's exciting. That's probably how I would have been at 17, especially if baseball wasn't going on or anything like that. So, and then going into step 2 of his 6, it touches on a little bit what Josh said about his calendar. So what is on your calendar? What's important? What do you have on there? Are you time blocking? Do you have those tasks and those things set up? I mean, currently, are you using a calendar? Or are you just kind of tackling things as they come, or are you planning for your day and doing that? And that comes within your preparation, setting up your calendar, knowing what's on it, and then being able to go through it and cancel anything that's not important. So if there's things that come on your calendar that's not important, that's not going to move the needle, that's not going to make it a win for you today, evaluate. Why is it there? Does it need to be there? Can I move it? Can I assign it to somebody else? Doing those type of things and having that mindset and making sure you're focused on what the one thing talks about, your 20%, those things that move the needle, those things that keep you moving forward. So going to the next thing, step 3 is make a list of priorities, organize them from what is most important. So the one thing talks about doing this and what they have in the 411. So doing this for a month, week, year. So having those set up. So what are your priorities? What do you have to get done this month? And what do you have to do this week to get what you want to achieve this month done? And what do you have to get done today to do what you have to get done overall and accomplish and kind of move forward and win the day, essentially. So what does that look like? And prioritizing those things and making sure that you're getting them done. Those are the things that are on your schedule that you're not canceling, that you're not moving around. And those are the things that you are prepared for, that you know are going to be there every single day, whether it's you want to stay more hydrated throughout the day because that helps fuel you and keeps you going. Waking up and having a bottle of water next to your bed so you just start drinking right away. Or if you want to work out in the morning, being prepared the night before would be setting your workout clothes out right by the floor. When you get out of bed, you can change and go and move that direction. Doing those type of things to really prepare, having it on your calendar and prioritizing what's important to you. Number 4, plans. It talks about planning your time to recharge and refuel and hydrate and doing those type of things. So what are you doing throughout the day? So you have your time block, you have whether your most important activity, which should be what in real estate?
Lead gen.
Yeah. So you have your lead gen, you have your most priority, and then you have your appointments during after the rest of the day that you're going to. You're doing those things. Make sure there's some kind of gap. Make sure there's a break where you can recharge, where you can hydrate, where you can fuel yourself, whether it's lunch or just taking 5 minutes to yourself and spending time in devotional or reading or doing that and like recharging before you get into something else. So we're going to be on a training for 2 hours, or the time that we spend today. What do you have right after this? Are you going right into another one, or are you taking the time to reset or do those type of things? And I know y'all, I think Bold starts at 1, so you've got a little bit of time, so you'll probably have to do some work, but I would take some time, reflect on this, move forward and kind of do those type of things. And I think that's a great thing to do, is plan for that time and be able to have that aspect. Number 5, only time block what's most important. Priorities, leave the rest open. So going back to canceling what's not on your calendar. So time blocking only the things that are important and prioritizing those and having that set up. And the last one is make a mental commitment to stick to this plan for one day at a time. And it goes back to what I always like to say, progress over perfection. So what can you do today to be better tomorrow, and making sure that you're focused on making that happen today and continuing it just one day at a time. It's going to be one little step, one little thing. I know Ben Kinney talks about in the podcast that he had a podcast before with David Goggins, who wrote the book Can't Hurt Me and was like a Navy SEAL and had a pretty interesting life. He talked about how he needed to lose 40 pounds to go back to Navy SEAL camp. He didn't put 40 pounds as his goal on the wall. He put 1 pound, and it was every day. So if he could lose 1 pound every day, that kind of progress, what does that look like? So how does that relate to what we're doing? We're technology, we're focused on this. We're all learning command. It's something new, something that can really help us leverage and build our business. Are you spending time in it? Are you prepared to spend time in it? Are you time blocking to spend time in it? Are you trying to take it all at one time, or are you just looking at, okay, what's one thing that I can get better at today in Command, whether it's adding 5 contacts, adding people on a smart plan, doing designs, like create 5 designs, like what does that look like and how you can do that, setting up your website. Don't try to take it all at once, take it one step at a time. This is such a great tool and a resource that we have available that is there for you to use. And it can be overwhelming, can be not overwhelming, depending on how you view it and what your mindset going into it is. And knowing that you don't have to do everything, you can just do a little bit and get better at a little bit each day and kind of move forward. So making that mental commitment to stick to this plan and one day at a time, and evaluating, so were you more productive today than you were yesterday? And was that a win? And kind of going through the process. Is that exciting? Were you all excited that I shared that with you, or did I bore you and you want Josh to teach again next week?
It's very good.
It was great. Thank you.
Awesome. Perfect. So exciting. So tell me Command. So today in Command, I really want to focus on emails and the different tools and things that you have available for you within email. So can anybody tell me what they know about email in Command? Is anybody using the emails in Command? Smart plans, neighborhood nurtures?
Yes, for the smart plans, yes.
Okay, so you're using it for smart plans. Is anybody using MailChimp or doing campaigns or?
I haven't yet.
Me either.
No. Josh, are you?
I'm using them with certain people. I haven't used it across my whole database yet because I just kind of want to see what it kind of does.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. And I think that, yeah, being able to test it on yourself is definitely something that I would recommend, and kind of going through that process is test it on yourself and then kind of go through it. And really today, what I want to focus on is emails and what we can use them for, what tools are available, what options that we have and how that works. So we have 2 really different tools within Command that help us send emails or help us communicate through that way. So we've got Command Email, and then we've also got MailChimp. Has anybody set up a MailChimp account or even looked at it or anything like that?
I had one years ago when I was working in ministry, but
Okay.
I mean, it was a long time ago, and it's been forever since I've used it.
Awesome. Anybody else? No, maybe. Well, let's do that today. We'll talk about that second and kind of go through that process. So really the 2 differences between Command Email and MailChimp. So MailChimp is really focusing on campaigns and marketing pieces and those type of things. So things that you want to send out to specific people that are marketing to them or sending them some type of campaign. So say you have an event coming up or anything like that, and you want to send them an invitation to it or send them some kind of like marketing piece for it or anything like that. You can do that through MailChimp and that email setup. And then also like your monthly neighborhood, like your newsletter. So I know Janine had talked about a lot about in eEdge, you were able to send newsletters and you're able to do those type of things. Well, now you're able to do that within Command and using some of the tools that are available. And then you also have Command Email that helps you send your smart plans and sending those data. When we first got Command, it was just MailChimp and it was integrated and there was a few bugs and things that weren't kind of available. And then there were some charges and things that came up and were adjusted. And then they came out with Command Email that really helps drive our smart plan data and those things to where you can really stay in constant communication and systemize how you're communicating with your database. And then MailChimp is just another feature that can really help you communicate to specific people, sending marketing information and doing those type of things. So today, where we're going to start is we're really going to focus on setting up your Command Email and getting started with Command Email. A lot of y'all might have already done this, so I might go pretty quick or anything, but ask questions as we're going along. And kind of, if there's anything that I'm covering that, hey, we don't need to talk about this, just kind of let me know. But I'll do my best to kind of go through quick and review everything, and then hopefully provide you with some value that you can implement in your business today. Does that sound good? Awesome. Well, perfect. So getting started with command email. So the first things first is we really want to, so command email is the one that sends like your smart plans, your database, and just reviewing that with y'all. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and getting going in here. So you should be able to see my command login and everything here. So getting started with command. So command email is the default service used by Keller Williams to send emails on your behalf from your KW technology application. So every one of us is going to receive 5,000 emails to send per month at no charge. So these are all your smart plans. These are all things like that that you're not charged additionally for, and you've got up to 5,000 emails. Command email is connected to your smart plans, like I said, including custom smart plans, monthly neighborhood nurtures, and additional other applets that are going to be available with command are going to be able to use these coming up in the next few months. So really going through that process. And one thing I want to touch on, so if you start getting close to reaching your 5,000 email limit for the month, you'll receive notifications to let you know, and you'll receive both a command and email notification when you reach certain percentages of your monthly email usage. So if you're sending a ton of emails, which is great because that means you have a ton of contacts in your database and you're reaching out to them and providing them things, or maybe you've got a bunch that you don't know, but 5,000 emails is a lot of emails. So you should be okay per month and kind of going through that. And then if you hit your limit, you have the ability to upgrade your email subscription for the month in the KW Marketplace, which will give you the ability to send more emails that month. So if you do hit it, you have the option to upgrade. I don't see most of us using 5,000 emails and where you have to upgrade or doing those type of things unless you're really got a really large database and you're sending them emails constantly and kind of going through that. So, and then like the limits don't roll over from next to the next month. You always have 5,000 emails each month. You don't get added emails if you don't use them all. So your command email subscription, the email limit will reset on the 1st of every month. So so how do you get access to command email? Making sure that it's set up currently in your command is what I want to focus on today, and getting that set up. So here we are, we're logged into command. Everybody knows how to log into command right now. I know I've been gone for a few weeks and you haven't forgot, right? Good, please don't. Okay, so we're all logged in, you're getting this set up, and really making sure that we are set up with command email and how that works. So you're gonna go to your settings tab. You're gonna go down, or you're gonna click on your name icon with your picture if you've got it loaded up in your profile, and you're gonna go to settings. And then once your settings is up, you've got all your integrations and everything here. So your applets, everything that is set up from DocuSign, Dotloop, Facebook, Porch, Google Calendar, Gmail. So these are all things that can sync and set up with your command. You're going to go down to email services. So there's 2 different email services that we had talked about. So there's your MailChimp email and then your command email. So how do you connect these? What does that look like in doing that feature? So command email is the one that we're currently talking about right now. So if you're not connected, it's going to show you that you haven't connected right here, and it's going to ask you to just connect. If you already are connected, it's going to have manage, and you can do that. So if I click manage, it's going to pull up my information. Their emails are sent from your KW email address on your behalf, and you can configure the agent name displayed on the reply to email address. So sender name, that's what you want to be replied back to you. Reply to email, you can set up your KW email. You could also use other emails or anything that you have set up in there if you would like to. But really it's your command email, what that looks like, and those type of things. So I've sent 188 of 5,000 available emails this month. Most of those are neighborhood nurtures, that's really the only thing that I've been sending out email wise. So that I've used 3% of it. So this is somewhere you can track your email usage and those type of things. So if I want to manage my subscriptions, I can do that here as well. So if I am close to that 5,000 mark and you got a notification within Command or your email, you can adjust that within here by going to the KW Marketplace. I'm not going to do that right now just because it's taking a little bit of time. So make sure you save your changes and everything is set up and moving forward in that right direction. So use this section to customize the display name. We talked about that there. You can monitor your monthly account usage in this section, and then manage your subscription upgrade and doing those type of things. So that's really setting up your Command email. Is everybody familiar with that? Does everybody have their Command email set up currently?
So
Perfect. Yeah, most of you should, or you've had things in the past or anything like that, and like neighborhood nurtures or anything set up through that process. So what are the benefits of Command email? What can it do? Why is it important? And why did I make sure we have it connected? So Command email really focuses on those smart plans and those things. So you want to make sure, in order to provide those smart plans that we have and those things that we set up in classes that we've taught in the past about having smart plans and doing that, making sure that they're being sent, you're going to want to make sure your Command email set up. And how do you do that and what that looks like in doing those type of things. So the biggest thing that I would like to talk about with Command email, what the benefit of it is for, I'm clicking too much. The benefit of it would be, I love it for the neighborhood nurtures. So how many of y'all are using the neighborhood nurtures? Are you sending the neighborhood nurtures out? What does that look like? Have you got a response from it? Are people viewing it? Do you have neighborhoods set up in your Command? What does that look like for y'all?
I haven't had any responses from anything. I know that emails are going out, but to be totally honest, I need to look and see what actually is being sent out, because I don't think mine, I'm transitioning as a solo agent, but while I was on the team, one of the VAs set that up. And so I need to look and see now what I can set up myself.
Gotcha. And Josh, what is your kind of experience with neighborhood nurtures? Like, you have that set up, any good responses or wins from them?
I have it set up for family and friends, not any actual clients, but I've had some, I sent it out as a, hey, I need some feedback. This is new. The feedback's been pretty cool as far as what it shows, everything. But as far as putting it on cold leads, as far as the open house, stuff like that, I haven't done that, but I've done it with family and friends so I can get feedback from it.
Yeah, awesome. Good deal. Well, yeah, I mean, neighborhood nurtures, and that's the big thing about Keller Williams, is what they've done with those neighborhood nurtures is being able to make it neighborhood specific. So, I mean, we all live in communities. Like, I live in Bay Knoll here in Clear Lake. I want to know what the stats are for Bay Knoll. I don't care about some of the other neighborhoods. I want to know what my value is doing, what's happening in my neighborhood. Or do I want to know what neighborhood that I want to move into? And neighborhoods are just something that people resonate with instead of zip codes and those type of things. They really could focus on that. So that's some value that you're adding to them through content, whether it's they might not be ready to move right now, or they just moved in or anything like that. And they want to know what's happening in my neighborhood or the neighborhood that I want to move to. Sending it to grandparents of people in your, like, people that have, like, setting parents up on where their kids bought a house, letting them know, hey, your kid made a good investment, or doing those type of things. That's good things to do, or things that you might not think about. There's so many cool different things that a neighborhood nurture can do. And it's just an added touch to your database every month, where it's value that you're providing them, market stats that's specifically relevant to them. Would you agree?
Austin, are you asking them for permission to send those smart plans to them, or just?
That is a great question, and that's where I really wanted to go today. So I appreciate you bringing that up, and that's kind of the next thing that we're going to talk about. So are any of y'all familiar with Nick Baldwin of Lab Code Agents and the things that he provides, and the Facebook group Command Your Conversion?
Yes.
So you've got Command Your Conversion. Nick Baldwin does an amazing job of the content he puts out. He's got step-by-step stuff for for how-tos for Command. He's putting a lot of really cool things together, and he's got a lot of information. So he talks a lot about setting up these neighborhood nurtures and what that looks like and how you're communicating with people. And one of his things he had a video that I'm going to post in here in the comments for y'all to take a look at later on, is about how you can set up a customized smart plan for reaching out to those people before you set them up on a neighborhood nurture. So Janine asked, are you asking for permission? I would definitely reach out to them because that's an added touch. It's a communication process. If you can set them up and confirming what their neighborhood is or that information. So he's got, he's got a YouTube video where he talks about this process and what it looks like and setting up the smart plan. I'm not going to necessarily go through that today because we have our own smart plan class that we've talked about and we've kind of gone through. Most of y'all were in that class. I know we might need a refresher, so we can do that a little bit later on. But watching that YouTube video that I put in there can help you kind of through that process as well too. So I'm just going to show you a Google Doc that he has for pretty much asking permission. I wouldn't say necessarily asking permission, but providing value and providing the content and letting them know that, hey, you're about to receive a neighborhood update. So I'm going to share this with you and just kind of give you an overview of what it looks like.
Hey, Austin.
So, yep.
Is there a way to get, like, okay, like on a certain neighborhood, how would you go about getting the emails of people in that neighborhood that's available?
So there's a few different ways you can do that. And I mean, ideally it's people in your database, so you have their email contact or anything like that. And that's what we're really talking about. So targeting those people that you know that are in your database or in your data bank, and you're reaching out to them. If you want to get like different emails, there's different things like Cold Realty Resource, and you can get with Thomas on getting like a circle prospecting list that might have their emails on there. It's not necessarily going to be all correct emails or anything that's accurately, but you could get emails from that process. But a lot of it's going to be people from building your database and really focusing on that and having those emails and focusing on your database health score. That's a big thing in Command, and making sure you have full contact information. If you've got a lot of people in your database, but you don't have their emails, what we're talking about today is not going to make a difference for you. You can't take advantage of these tools within Command. So getting emails, making sure you have complete contact information is going to be important. Yes, Josh. Let me copy that for you. So I'm gonna copy this Google Sheet in here for y'all. It's also on the YouTube link if you go to the YouTube link, but here is the Google Doc for like an intro and everything. So intro to monthly neighborhood nurture. Nick Baldwin put this together. So it's basically going in and you can customize your own smart plan, letting people know that, hey, I'm gonna be sending you neighborhood nurtures. Let me know what you think, so you can have that conversation with them and just build on that over time. You know, you're reaching, it's all about that systematic communication and how you're providing value to them. What is important? Everybody wants to know what their market stats for their neighborhood. Did they make a good choice? Are they in a good neighborhood? Like what are stats doing? What does that look like and everything? So this you can, so it's gonna say when you're going through Command and creating a smart plan, we'll kind of revisit that in a next class, like creating a smart plan, or you can watch the video that Nick has that I posted in the YouTube channel that can walk you through creating this specific smart plan. But it starts off hot. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to reach out because I've got a great feature where I can send you real estate market updates on your actual neighborhood, not just your zip code. I will only send these out once a month, and I know you really appreciate the hyper-local information. Right now, especially clients, friends are really interested in how their home value is being affected, and I want to provide this value to you. Is that something that's going on right now? You know, we're in a, like people want to, I mean, people have been locked in their house. What's happening in the real estate market? I mean, people want to know, like, our house is selling, our house is moving. What are y'all seeing right now? I haven't been in the office, so I haven't talked to anybody too much, but how's y'all's business going right now? Are y'all seeing a pickup? Are you seeing a slowdown? What does it look like for y'all individually?
Austin, I've had a pickup probably since the end of last week going into the weekend. Just a spike in a lot of clients wanting to do more showing, stuff like that. I did have an unfortunate with one of my clients. He's actually in the oil and gas field, and he was actually let go Monday. So that, other than that, I mean, everything else has been pretty steady and going back up.
Yeah. Awesome. Good to hear that, man. And I know, I mean, it's crazy. Like our office as a whole has been killing it during this time period with taking listings, doing that. Like I know we took the most listings that we ever have within an April timeframe. And like what it's also doing is there's a lot of people that are bent up that have been waiting to go out, like that normal spring rush or those type of things. It's going to be coming a little bit later, and I'm starting to see that now in my personal business, what that looks like, and a lot of things moving. So this is a great email to send out to people to start that neighborhood nurture and letting them know, hey, this is what's happening in your neighborhood. Hey, there's 5 houses that just came on the market. They get that same neighborhood nurture next month. Oh man, half of those are under contract already, or all of them are under contract, or there's more that have come on the market, or maybe there's nothing on the market. It might be a good time because inventory is low for them and they might be able to sell. If you have any, and then it kind of goes into, if you have any questions about the data, I'm always here to chat about it. So that you're available for them to answer those questions, and you can support them through their home process, whether they're currently in a house and they're happy there. You're just providing that data for them. And then there's the new app, inform them what's happening in your immediate neighborhood. The link explains about how it works, and I'd love for you to download it. So another thing that you're providing them. So you're sending a neighborhood nurture, then you're giving them an app. Everybody loves to look at homes. People are in their house right now looking at homes. Josh showed you how to do the virtual tours last week through the app and those type of things. Getting that app in people's hands is going to make a huge difference. And it all connects in our ecosystem where you can look at it, you can track it, you can see who's using it and those type of things. So in this thing where it is, his video is going to show you how to insert things here with the name, so you don't have to type people's name in every time, and it'll have a bulk where it sets the person's name in and sends it. Your signature, your app link. So knowing where to get your app link is important and how to access that, and putting that in the smart plan. Then it's going to set a delay. So one day after you send this initial email, so say you add somebody in your database, you've got their email, you've got their neighborhood finally, you send them this email, you let them know, hey, I'm going to put you on a neighborhood nurture. You send that email, lets them know, you delay one day. Then step 3 is add to a smart plan. What smart plan are we talking about, and what are we going to add them to?
Neighborhood nurtures.
Yes, correct. So add them to that monthly neighborhood nurture, and then you're going to set another delay. And then day 5 is going to be a text message. If you've got Twilio set up and those type of things, or if you don't have Twilio set up where you're sending those auto texts, you're going to get I would set a task alert here for you to, that it'll alert you within your command that to send a text to this person in this contact, and then he's got it all drafted for you. Hey, I'm checking in to see if you got my email about the monthly neighborhood snapshot. Hope all is well. If you ever need anything, I'm always here to help. So confirming that they got it. So we talked about, yeah, I'm sending some out, but I don't really know who's opening it, or I don't have that information. Do you think you're going to start having some conversations with people, with them saying, yeah, I got it. It's great. I appreciate it. You know, and these conversations are a lot different than you picking up the phone and cold calling them and just saying, hey, you thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, which are good scripts. They work for some people. I've never been that. I don't think I've ever made that call to people the whole time I've been in real estate. I shouldn't probably tell you that, but that's not that's not like the business that I did, or the type of business that I've wanted. I wanted to build a relationship and do those type of things. And like the Ford script, those are excellent type of things where you're calling in, touching base, and providing value and building relationship. That is huge. And that's where I look at my success, that I got what I've been able to do in real estate. I don't want to say my success because I've met my goals and that type of thing, but what I've been able to do is just based on relationships that I've had. I look at my business that I've had this year, all of it is from people that I know and people that are sending me business, or people that have reached out, nothing like, and it's just been from that relationship over time, and this is one piece to that, having that relationship, building it, providing them value, coming from contribution, and doing those things. I think that's a really cool feature. So take a look at that YouTube video when you've got some time block it, like we talked about at the beginning. So what can you do to win the day? Prioritize it where that's something that you're focused on. Make sure you subscribe to Nick's YouTube channel. He's got a lot of really good stuff. Get in the Command Your Conversion Facebook group if you're not in it. It's really good. There's a ton of resources for us for Command. It's just all about figuring out when we're going to be in there and preparing to do that and making progress over time and just spending a little bit of time in it each day. So you've got this Google Doc in there. This is a quick overview of what it should look like when you've got it all added in Command. So when you're creating that smart plan and what that looks like, and then how you can set people up on the smart plan. Was that good information? Do y'all appreciate that? Is that helpful?
Excellent. Very good.
Okay.
It is, and
Yes,
I looked
thank
at
you.
Nick's videos yesterday that after you posted it on Facebook, that one link, and it's
Yes.
kind of addictive because it's got, then his next one shows up and then the next one, but
Yeah.
they're short. They're like,
Yep.
5 minutes long, 10 minutes long. So it's just enough to be able to look at it, absorb it, and put it into practice. So they were great.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's amazing the stuff that he has. And there's a lot, I mean, everything from like Marty Miller's videos or those type of things, like his 66-day challenge, there's a lot of that out there. And sometimes it's almost information overload. So picking something and just really focusing on it and going one little thing at a time is going to be, and I really enjoy his videos. They kind of walk through the process, they show it, and he provides stuff for it too, like the script that he's adding into his smart plan. So on Command Your Conversion, he'll provide that stuff. You can also get on like his mailing list where he sends out MailChimp emails that he's set up within Command that he's sending out to people that is providing you this information or those type of things. So I highly encourage you to look into that and use those resources because it's very helpful. Cool. So recap, Command email. Who can tell me what it is?
It's an automatic setup for your emails. I mean, the way I see it, that's like a simple, easy task. You time block to do it, and then you're done. And it does
Yep.
contacts for you.
Yep. Anybody else? What a Command email helps you send smart plans, helps you do those type of things. So I also just added a link. So make sure y'all copy these right now and put them somewhere because I don't know if they'll be available after we end the meeting. But this link that I put in here, answers.kw.com, the articles about how to add a contact to a monthly neighborhood nurture smart plan. So that's a good resource to use. I know we've talked about that a little bit, how to get to that answers page and how to look at those documents. So I just added that link into there for you. That is pretty much like articles where you can read through step-by-step how to do things. So that's a great resource too, and kind of using that to kind of build and get your business going within Command and doing those type of things. So everybody good on Command email?
Yes, and can I just say something about, so if anyone wants to save the information in a chat box, if you click on File and a Save Chat will pop up. If you want to quickly save all those links, you can do it that way. It will save to your computer into a Zoom file.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate it. I did not
Yeah,
know that. You learn something every day. Awesome. Perfect. So next, so we talked about Command email. We talked about some resources and places that you can go to help you with that and how to set it up. So everybody should be set up, know how to do a neighborhood smart plan, know how to set up a customized smart plan to introduce you into that neighborhood nurture. And now we're going to talk about MailChimp and email campaigns. So what does that look like? How to set that account up and how you can use that and how you can create content and do those type of things. So I've got a video that we can watch here. I'm going to put it in the comments too here. It's another, it's not Nick Baldwin, but it's another person that's a pretty good use, Scott Leroy Marketing. Let me put this over here. I'm going to do this. So, and then I've got to take my AirPods out, so bear with me for a second so y'all can hear this. Can y'all hear me now? All right, perfect. So this one is setting up a MailChimp account. So MailChimp is an app that integrates with Command and allows you to send additional emails, those type of things. And MailChimp, like we talked about, is set up for more marketing campaigns and doing those features. And whether it's you want to send a neighborhood or a monthly newsletter out that you can create. So if you want to send a neighborhood newsletter to your sphere about what's going on in your real estate business, about people that you've added to your team, about events that you're having or what that looks like, those type of things, update on sports in the area or anything like that, you're able to do that and kind of do that through MailChimp and campaigns. So I'm going to play this video for you real quick. And get this going for y'all.
Hey guys, this is Scott Leroy Marketing, coming in for another weekly tip. All right, so today's tip is actually going to talk about how to set up a MailChimp account. Now on MailChimp, it's pretty simple. All right, all you have to do is go to MailChimp.com, and at the top right up here, there's a sign up for free option. Now, in order to utilize the email campaigns on Command, and obviously if you guys have noticed under the app section of your settings on Command, it actually talks about MailChimp. So you will want a MailChimp account set up. And the good part about it is it's completely free to utilize. All right, so you can actually add inside 2,000 contacts. All right, and then up to 12,000 emails a month can be sent out for free on MailChimp. Now, whether or not that'll actually change, with KW, if there's going to be any type of difference on there, we are not sure right now. But regardless, you'll definitely want to set up a MailChimp or a MailChimp account if you don't have one as quick as possible. All right, just because that's going to be utilized on the Command platform. All right, so with that being said, we're currently on MailChimp.com. Once we click on that sign up free option at the top right up here, all right, if you notice, it's pretty simple. All right, I don't need any of those. All right, but then you can put inside your email, your username, and your password, and you're done. All right, it's going to send you a verification email that you can then click on in order to set up your MailChimp account immediately. All right, and once you verify that, you'll be all good to go. So I could literally type inside mykw.com email. I usually suggest making that the same over here for your username just to keep it simple. All right, and then it does need to have, so I'm going to show this real quick, it does need to have the exact same qualifications or characteristics that the KW.com or MyKW login and password will need. So in this case, for the password, it has to be 8 characters at least, uppercase, lowercase, at least a number. But this one also needs a special character. All right, so if you're like me and say, for instance, you're using Keller123, on here, it'll mark out whenever you've completed it. All right, but then you'll need a special character. So if you are utilizing a password that doesn't have a special character, I may highly suggest just putting an exclamation point at the end just to make it simple. All right, so once that's completed, then you can click Get Started on here, and you'll be able to access that immediately. All right, so I'm going to hide this now and actually put inside a different one on here instead. There we go. All right, once I click on Get Started, as you can see, we've sent a message to scottleroy@KW.com with a link to activate your account. There we go. And then if we didn't get an email, we can click on this, but it should come over immediately for us to then verify everything to access our MailChimp account. So then we can link this up under agent.KW.com under the settings section with MailChimp, and we can start to utilize our email campaigns immediately. So there you go. So that is your MyKW tip for the day.
YouTube ads beat Facebook ads every time. Let's face it, Facebook ad costs are going through the...
You might want to do Facebook ads cost. We can do that in Command, so you don't have to listen to those YouTube videos that he has. All right. All right. So that is setting up your MailChimp account and getting that process going. So has anybody, we asked this at the beginning, I know Josh, do you have a MailChimp account or anything that's added that you've set up currently?
MailChimp is actually the only thing I haven't used in Command yet. And I will be adding that in there.
Gotcha.
Austin?
I got your message, Vipin. I'm sending you a message real quick.
I don't know how to delete that. I accidentally.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, using MailChimp's a good feature, kind of getting that process going and being able to set it up where you can send emails and those campaigns, direct marketing features and things like that. So going to review setting up your MailChimp account. What does that look like and how can you sync it with command? So I'm going to share my screen again. We're going to go to MailChimp. I'm already logged in, but we'll just kind of go through it again. So we'll go through MailChimp. You can just type in MailChimp login at MailChimp.com. All integrated, your back. We've got your back and your free.com, those type of things. So you can create a custom domain, all that type of stuff, and go from there. So you're going to create if you haven't set it up before, you go sign up for free. You're going to enter your email. So you've got your KW email. And then Scott, or the guy in the video, I think that was somebody that worked for Scott Leroy Marketing, but he recommends your username as your email. I would recommend keeping your username similar to what your other usernames are. So maybe what your command username is, if you would like to use that, or using your email. So that whether it's like just austinjackson@kw.com, username austinjackson@kw.com, and then a password, creating a password. It's got the same restrictions as your command password and what that looks like and all those type of features. So I've already created one for this email, so I'm going to create one for another email that I have and just use that setup. So if I use I'm going to use like this one. All right, and then email. And then password, it's going to have one uppercase, lowercase, number, special number, character, those type of things. So,
Can I ask a question on the multiple? Oh, of course, now my dogs are going to bark. On, like right here, so you have your HTX Realty Group email, plus you have KW email. Do you use the two for different reasons, or?
No, so like this email specifically just goes, so I have a virtual assistant that's on my team, and this is his email that I use to communicate with him and set that up. So I've already set up one through my KW email. I would recommend using your KW email for this right now. And then if you need to make an adjustment or do anything later, you can do that. But I would recommend using your KW email because that's the one that's connected directly with your command and everything right now that we know of for sure. So I would use that and kind of going through that process. So then you just sign up and then it's going to prompt you to enter information. So it's going to tell me to go check my email and send a message with the link to activate your account. So you should get it to activate your account and kind of go through that process. Does that make sense? Has anybody done that before already or set that process up?
And hey, Austin, I assume we just stay with the free account, correct?
Yeah. So you can upgrade if you want to, but do the free account first and kind of do that. So basically what it has is it'll set up like different audiences or things within there. And if you want to, it has like a limit to that audience or things that can be added in there. So if you have more people or things that you're sending it, whether you have multiple businesses or different things, you can create other audiences that you can send out to if you want to, or if you want to send like, say you create like a Facebook group that you're just using as a referral source or like as a lead source where you're providing value on a specific neighborhood, or it's a fishing group or something like that you're just having people providing them resources on that, and you want to send them things, not necessarily real estate, but you want to get their information and provide it to them and do those type of things. you can have like separate audiences and different emails and things that you can send. For the question, it doesn't necessarily have to be your KW email address. You can set it up with another one, but it might, depending on your connectivity with Command, like when we go back in and sync it and do those features, it might ask for your other email, but you should be able to use a separate email and setting it up and doing those type of features. So if you've I've already done this, let me let's see if I go to Gmail. So let's go here. Let's go to this email. And it should give me an activation code for this account. So activate your MailChimp account. Activate. So, oh, really?
Yeah, there was 2 emails on that one. I think the newer one was at the bottom.
I'll just go back here. Let's do that. Oh, don't go out of it. Let's see if it's still available. Activate. So we're activating our MailChimp account. I'm not a robot. Are you a robot, Josh?
Depends on what day it is.
I hope you're not. I mean, if you are, it's okay with it. Okay, I'm not a robot. I think my internet's slowing down on me. All right, so I would sign up for the free one, and you complete that. You might have to add your payment information or do those type of things, but let's set up your account. So Austin Jackson. Put my real estate team. Website. Yes, I do have a website, so I can add that here. Continue. And I created that website within Command, and that's a different domain that I have. So you can add your Command website. Continue. And then enter street address, those type of things. Kind of just moving through. I don't want you to call me. Do you have any contacts? No, I don't have any right now. Not good. But if you had contacts or people that you want to sign up in here, because you could send emails directly through here if you wanted to. But it's being able to connect it with Command is what a good feature is, or anything like that. So services, just kind of going through. Want to be in the loop on MailChimp? No, let's go. So now I've set everything up, and it's going to take you into MailChimp. So you've finished setting up your account. You've done this. You can design emails in here. You can do those type of things, but you can also do that within Command and those features and everything like that. So add your contacts, doing that type of thing. So basically what the benefit of using MailChimp is, so Command email is going to be able to send smart plans. It's going to be able to send those features, everything that's automatically like synced within Keller Williams. Initially when MailChimp was the platform that we had partnered with, and Command was using to send emails for smart plans, doing those type of things. There was a few issues on with MailChimp's integration within Command where it would show up as do not reply or anything in the send box and those type of things. So now with Command email, it basically allows us to show it, and it comes from our email that we use and has your name, all those type of things. And then MailChimp allows us to do specific marketing campaigns. So, and how that works and what that process looks like and all those different types of features. Cool, got that?
Hey, Austin. So with, you said with Command email, it still shows our KW emails are replied to.
Yeah.
With us doing this with MailChimp for the other ones, does it still do the no reply, or does it show KW?
I think I'm not positive on that. I believe it'll show your email, but it will be probably like a little bit different just because you're still going through like MailChimp and doing those type of things. And that's what's so great about Command is Command has everything in it that we need. And it's an app that we use just like an app on your smartphone. You know, it's an app that we're using, and MailChimp's an app. There's going to be other email campaign features or things like that that come out eventually within that we can integrate within Command that's available for us to use. However, you don't always have to use it, or you don't have to do those things, and you're going to have your choice. Just like DocuSign and Dotloop are two things that are available, that are apps that are available. We're still using Dotloop through that process. A lot of market centers and stuff have already made that transition to DocuSign, but you have a choice. You can use whichever one you want. It's just going to be where compliance happens and those type of things. We're not going to talk about that right now because that could get into a whole nother conversation, and we're not doing anything like that anytime soon. So don't worry about it. And when we do start that kind of process, we'll talk about it. However, you have options you can choose and do that process. So now that we've set up a MailChimp account, we've connected it, we've gone through that process, we're able to connect it with our Command. So that's what we're going to do right now. So earlier when we connected our Command email, we go to the same place essentially. So you go up here to your top where you've got your picture and your name. You're going to click on that arrow and you're going to go down to settings. And you're back here where all your integrations and everything are, and we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. There's going to be email services. So for campaigns and then for other apps. So Command email, like it says, is the official provider of Command, includes 5,000 free emails to send, and then handle and MailChimp email campaigns, handle email campaigns. It's got your email connected one account, do that type of thing. So I can connect more accounts. So if I have multiple MailChimp accounts or anything like that, you can connect multiple MailChimp accounts. So I created this one. Let's see if I remember my password saved good, because I used a different password. And then it'll basically go through that authorization process, similar to when you're connecting different Facebook pages to your Command or anything like that. Does that make sense? So it's going to be authorized Keller Williams Inc. Connecting Keller Williams Inc. will allow access to your account, learn about authorized apps, be sure, and all that type of stuff. So make sure you allow and you're connecting. So now it's going to be connected within your services and everything. So if you have multiple emails, or things that you can do, you can set that up and kind of go through this process of using different emails and having different email accounts or anything like that. So maybe one from your KW email, maybe one from a personal email that you use, so you can send, like you can use tools for Command to send out other, like for stuff for your personal life. If you want to send, like I want to send an update that I just had a baby, like I could do that through Command, and I have like all those different features. So I can set it up on my personal email or those type of things. So we've connected it, you can manage it, do those type of things, and throughout that process. So I'm going to show you back how to get there again and go through this. And then we are recording this session, so hopefully we can strip it down, put it in a video. I'll post it back on that YouTube channel that I had created a few weeks ago to where you can access it, and then I'll share it back to the Facebook group so we can rewatch it and kind of go through that process. So just getting back to that feature where you can connect it is you click on your name here in the top right, go to settings. Once you're at settings, it's going to pull up this main page where more integrations are. And you can go down to your applications. So you'll see all your applications, your social, your productivity, marketing automation, email services. This is where we're going to be for connecting our MailChimp account. And you just go to connect more, enter the login information that you had created for that account that you created, and then it'll set it up, and then you'll allow it to connect within Command. Sound cool? Everybody got it?
Got it.
Exciting stuff. So now we've set up an email, and we've done those different features and everything. So what's next? How do you create an email template with designs? How do you send a newsletter email campaign, create an email campaign, doing those different types of things? and how you can do that. So I've got a few different links that I'm going to post here in the chat box for y'all that are available, and kind of going through that process, and we're going to talk about it. So give me a few seconds. Let me post these in here. Someone, Josh, click on that one and see if it worked, and it looks a little funky when I copied it in there. All right. So I know Janine was really I guess it was probably a few months ago now. It's been a little crazy. She was the monthly newsletter. So she liked to send newsletters out through eEdge and doing those type of things. So now you're able to do that within Command, MailChimp, and those incorporations and those type of things. So I've sent you 3 links to different answers.kw kind of step-by-step processes that you can review. Mm-hmm. So create an email campaign, what does that look like, and how we can do that. So I'm going to share my screen again and kind of go through that process of creating an email campaign. Do y'all see? No, it's on. So I'm on the answers one right here. Let me stop this share and get back to my command. So this one. You can see my command? Perfect. Good deal. So we are going to go to, so setting up an email campaign and what that looks like. So MailChimp, this was like the article was updated about a month ago, and MailChimp, like that article said, like we don't know if it's going to be free forever or what that looks like. They recently announced like changes to their free email product that may result in experiencing like certain functionality changes or anything like that, and might charge you for updating or anything like that. But for the most part, you should be able to do some of the main features and things that you want to do. And KWRI is working to kind of update this and kind of go through the process. So I'm not sure exactly where they're at or what they're working on, and what that looks like going from there. So if we're going to create an email campaign, we're going to go here to the left-hand side. So everybody knows what's here on the left-hand side. We've got your kind of applets or different things within Command. So we've created Facebook campaigns before. We've created mailing campaigns. We've done all those type of things. And this is where you can create those email campaigns and what that looks like and how we can do that through setting up our MailChimp, setting up our Command email, all those different features that we focused on today. Marketing, MailChimp, campaigns, MailChimp, kind of getting through that process. So we're wanting to send out a marketing campaign. Say we're wanting to create a monthly newsletter, or we're wanting to create a just listed campaign email that we want to send to a neighborhood that we got the resources from Cole's Realty Resource and send that out to them. A link to a landing page that we have or anything like that, we could do that within here and those type of things. So we go to our campaigns tab. So here we are at your campaigns tab. You've got your performances, leads, total leads. I started a Facebook ad lead, so if you haven't done those, I've got 12 leads over the past 5 days off a listing that I have. And that's really the only ad that I've run recently. So kind of going through that, and this is just your campaigns dashboard, all that type of stuff. So tips and training by KWU. So how to track your campaign results, send a newsletter, email campaign, how to create a neighborhood smart video, social post, those type of things. This is what that neighborhood social post, we talked about that a few weeks ago. I shared it in the team meeting where you can create that video, do those type of things. But we're focused on emails. So if I want to create a new campaign, we go up here to this top right-hand corner button, which is the teal button with the create a new campaign. Then it'll give you certain different options, your social ad, your Google ad, your social post, direct mail, and email. So we're going to do email. And this is where you can go through and create a campaign. You select which email that you want to use for your MailChimp account. So you have multiple emails set up, all those different features. This is where you select the account in the email that you want to use and going through that. So campaign name, tools for tech, who are you sending this campaign to, add a list, Tools for tag, default name, add contact. So if I had contacts in here, I don't know if I have any of y'all's contacts in my actual database, but let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, Vipin, I don't have you. I think I only have really Josh, but I might have, let's see. You can add people in here like through contacts and everybody that you've had set up, and what that looks like and kind of going through that process. I think I have to add you as a contact before, and then like here's where you add the contact. So I can't just enter like an email here and it'll send or anything like that. I have to have you set up as a contact in my command and go through that route. I can set up as tags. So if I want to set up a specific tag, whether it's coworker, anything like that, KW agent, KWCL, I'm going to set that up. Remind people how they sign up to your email. Intertext, remind people how they signed up to your list. So I'm setting up a list doing these type of things. I'm just going to say attended for tech class. So save that. So I created a list. Well, maybe I don't have access to it. Let's see. Kind of going through that process. Get out of my way. Let's see. There might be something with this email I haven't set up yet, but creating a list, doing those type of things where you can send it directly to them and having that process. So what do I want the subject of the line of this email to be? You can create that here just by going through the steps. Tools for tech, recap. Select the design template email for your email. So I want to apply a design. So there's going to be already KWRI templates and there's going to be design templates that you created. I haven't created any email templates or anything like that, but if I want to use a KW template, there's 2 that are available for a newsletter. Set up here, this process, and pulls from your marketing profile and everything that you set up. So going through here, name, email, app IDs, logos, those type of things. Large headline, if I wanted to put a banner or anything like this, you can add those certain features or anything like that. So large headline, tools for tech, recap, month. I'm just gonna put section headline 1. So tools for tech recap. I wonder if I can do this. May 21st, see if that works. So that's a recap for today, recap for the class. So headline 1, command email, section 1, review of command email functions and how to set up. Section headline description. So discussed what command email is, etc. Headline photo, if I wanted to add a photo here, I could do that type of thing. And this is where I would put like information, maybe links or anything like that. Headline 2, MailChimp integration. I can't spell today. Headline 2, what is MailChimp? Just add any features, things that you want to do there, those type of stuff. Headline 2, photo, if I wanted to add a photo. Headline 3, so you're creating a newsletter essentially, and I'm just doing like a tech newsletter where you can go through it and kind of go through that process. So Janine, if you're looking to create a newsletter, this is the best place to go where you can do that monthly, whether you want to put market stats, or you want to do those type of things, and kind of go through that process. Apply design, all these fields have to be entered. Let's see what, let's see if I've got some stuff that I can add there. So adding that, adding features. I'm just adding random photos here because I didn't plan for this. You didn't hear me say that. At the very beginning, I told everybody to plan and prepare.
That was number one.
Didn't hear me say that. Going through and selecting your different headlines and making sure that's all kind of set up. So I'm just going to go through and click little things here to just kind of get the process going so we can at least see what it looks like.
Austin, I was going to say, it seems pretty user friendly. If you have an idea of the material that you want to put in a newsletter, I mean, you're really just plugging it in. It's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, you just really go plug and play really. So it's just putting all that information in, what you want to add, and doing those type of things. So here's a quick preview. That's the banner that's at the top. It's my real estate logo. I'd probably like change that for, if it feels like a Tools for Tech recap. Command email, first thing that we discussed, MailChimp integration, blah, 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 all those different things that I've added. And then it's got your stuff, download my app, email information, those type of things. So, and that is a preview. So that's on your computer, that's on a tablet, and this is on your phone. So I'm going to exit out of the preview, and then I'm going to send it. Recipients list. Sender. Let's see if it actually works. I don't know, because I created a new account, so it might have messed up some of my stuff. I haven't messed with it yet. Should be good though. I think it's sending. So Josh, I sent you something. Janine, I sent you something. We'll see how long it takes to get in there and go through that process. And you can see views, clicks, bounces, advertise, like what the goal was. I didn't select the goal or anything. You can download it as a CV. You can preview the campaign. If your template's going to be fairly similar, like your campaign every month. So like this is a monthly newsletter for May. I want to do a monthly newsletter for the next month. I can just duplicate the campaign. It'll set it up, send to the same people, all that information, and then I can go in and edit the pictures. I can edit the information and those type of things there. Does that make sense?
That's perfect. That's great.
Is that a cool feature?
Very cool. Love it.
So it does give you the opportunity to go in and edit it every month, right? Before it sends it again.
Yep. So it basically, so this would be one email that you, so what I would do, I would say, set an email, like if you want a newsletter to go out on the 15th of every month, go in and set like a date on your calendar or a task or something like that to notify you that, hey, go create the newsletter for next month, or start researching, okay, what do I want to put in the newsletter this month, whether it's market stats or those type of things or anything like that, or you have an event coming up that you want to add to it. You could go through and create it and do those type of things and then send it and do those things. Cool? Josh, let me know when you text me when you get that. I want to see how long it takes. I don't know what email I sent it to though. I just have your contact in there. So I don't even know if it goes directly to your email. But.
Let's see. I haven't got my KW email yet.
Okay. I'll look and see. So that's creating an email campaign. So it's fairly user-friendly. You can go through the process. You can do those type of things. You just got to have your MailChimp account set up and doing that. And you can set up multiple accounts. You can do those different types of things. You can really customize it. That's what's so cool about this system is everything that you can do in here is customizable, and you can create, you can use it, you can not use it, but it's available for you. And it's all in one spot initially and kind of going through that process. So I don't have to go here, like if we have another CRM, or go here and I want to send a MailChimp email. I don't have to go to MailChimp.com. I don't have to log in. I don't have to create it there. I can do all the same stuff. So now we talked about creating an email like design. So, or creating like a newsletter, those type of features. We got a chat in the chat box. Let me see. And going through that process and what that looks like. So now it showed like design templates or anything like that. So we use the KWRI template. I want to create my own. So how do we do that and what does that look like? We've got like 5 minutes left, so bear with me. We'll just kind of take you to that process. So designs, going here, and then you've got your design templates. So everything that you've created. To create a design, where you always go is this little blue teal button down here, plus, and you're going to click email. Next. And then this is where you create your template. Same kind of setup as creating your own website or some of the other features within Command. It all looks fairly similar. So layout, different feature, grid items, list items, section, those type of things. So I want to put section 1. So that's the cell for section 1. I can put content in it if I want to make it an image. So that is an image that I can add to it in section 1. What does that look like? Text. So I want to add text into it. Those type of things. I can enter my text and do those type of things. Links, anything like that, those features that are available. So section 2, I want it to be 2 different little tablets. So I can put an image here and then text here. I can put headers or those features or anything like that. Grid of items. So this, I believe, scales through, I would think. I don't know exactly how that works. Oh, it's just one of them, it won't show on that. So going through here and then list. So you can put list of items, those different features. Buttons, if you want to add buttons to it. So what to enter, what to click on to go to a different link, all those different things. So select an element before style manager. So style. So dimensions, I can change what size they are. So that's adjusting that box that I had added. Those boxes. So what that looks like, height, 100, blah, 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 max width, margin, padding, those type of things that you can correct. Text font for what it is, alignment, text shadow, decorations, if there's decorations, things that you have in there where you want to locate those cool features. So I'm going to exit out of that one, and then say I want to click on this. And then design features, change the image. Design features, text, those type of things. Cool?
Cool.
Table. These are all the different things that I have set up in here. And then you can update the template and it'll save and do all those different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to save it, but I at least wanted to show you that, hey, you can update it. You can create your own features. You can do those type of things. All right, I'm going to add, I think I already added this in there. I should have added that in the chat box. Cool. So really that's what I had for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoyed having me back. I probably won't be back full time until the first week of June. I'll be just kind of here and doing a few different things. So still staying home, being safe, and kind of being with the family and doing everything here and working. And I'm available to help. I might not reply as quick as I would normally. So if you reached out, I apologize. And I'll do my best to get to you as quick as possible and those type of things. Vipin asked how the baby was. The baby is amazing. She's perfect. She's sleeping amazing. Like she's doing really well. So we're definitely blessed to have a really good baby, and my wife is like a rock star. So it's been pretty good. So thank y'all for joining me today. I'm so glad that y'all were able to be here. I hope everybody's doing well. Is there anything that I can do for y'all? Any questions or things that you'd like to share?
Congratulations on the baby, and take care of yourself too.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Thank y'all so much for joining. Let me know if there's anything I can do for y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Austin.
Bye.